Hey residents of MeepleTown, today we're going to be looking at Rome by Ryan Lockett and Red Raven Games. Now, a great sleeping sickness has come over the land, and it's left creatures wandering around, dazed and confused, and our job in this puzzly game is to go out, find those creatures, and wake them up. So I say let's just get this to the table and look at Rome by Ryan Lockett. All right, so here we have Rome set up and ready to play. Today I'll be playing the blue player, and I'll be playing against myself as the red player over here. Now, this does play up to 4 players, but we are going to play 2 players for the sake of this gameplay today. You may also notice that I'm going to play the Gym Maps expansion that came with the Kickstarter because I think it adds a whole lot to the game. If you do not have the Gym Maps expansion, you will not have these maps here, nor the gyms. Everything else is going to be the same. Now, this is a really simple game. We're going to send our explorers out here, and we're going to try to conquer these cards by having the most tokens on the cards. When the cards get filled up, we see who has the most. Whoever has the most gets that card, and they're going to get a character on the back side to give them more moves, which is pretty neat. The placement rules are very simple. I'm going to flip over a card. Now, we'll have to place the tokens in the exact orientation. So, for example, I'll just go ahead and make my move. I'm going to flip Morve over, and so I have to place it just like this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to place a token here, here, and here. Now they can go across cards just like that. And in so doing, I'm going to get coins based on how many coins I covered up, which I covered up 3, and I'm going to start the game off by getting a nice 3 coins. Now, one thing that I couldn't do if I was flipping over Morve is I could not have it going off the board, so I couldn't place tokens like so. If that was going to go off the board there, that is an illegal move. Now, there are blanks that you could place right here, and then you don't have to place the blank, so I could place it here and then choose not to place the one on top. That's actually going to cost me some money. But that's pretty much the rules. But in addition to that, let me just share this real quick. I can actually play things legally that might have a spot. So let's just say I placed she wants to place this right here, and she wants this spot really bad. She probably wouldn't want to do that. Let's just say she wants a couple spots here. She can legally play this just like this, having a spot there, even though that I'm that I have a token right there. That's absolutely legal. She just can't go off the board. So I hope that makes sense. It's really, really simple. And you'll notice that on my turn, I just flipped over the card and I placed those things. Now, I'm not going to be able to flip over my cards to get to reuse them again until all of them have been flipped over, or until I do an early rest in the game. And I'll show you how that works here in just a moment. So we're going to go back over. Now it's going to be this player's turn. And she's going to do something similar to what I just did. You'll notice that even though the characters are different, you're going to have the same kind of orientation, the same places to put your tokens at the beginning of the game. So she's going to do the same thing, flip this over, and get 2 coins. You may notice that she already has 1. That's because she was the second player, and the second player gets an extra token to start off the game. So that's going to be her turn. Now, something that you can do after we place tokens and we look to see if any of these map cards are completed, you can buy artifacts here, but no one has enough money to buy artifacts because they cost the amounts. Here, the cheapest one is 4 coins, so we can't do that yet. Now, if I really wanted this, so now back to my turn, if I really wanted this card here, I could do an early rest, and what it costs you is, it costs you the amount of coins as there are faces still flipped up. So if I wanted to pay 2 coins right now, I could actually flip this card over and reuse it yet again. I don't want to do that because I want to kind of collect a few more coins. So I'm just going to flip over this card right here. You may also notice that it has the configuration on the bottom of the card, which I like a lot because you may flip it over and forget what that is. I'm going to go here and here. That way I can start to get a few more tokens on this over here, and also get 2 more coins because I covered up 2 coins there. Now I do have enough to buy an artifact, so I'm going to place those out. I'm going to see if any of the cards are filled, which none of them are completely filled. Then I'm going to have the chance to buy an artifact. But I think I'm going to hold off now because I really want this one. And I'll tell you here in a moment what all those artifacts do, because they have victory points on them, which anytime you see the diamonds, those are victory points, which you're going to get victory points for getting these cards as well. But they also have special powers. So let's look back over here at her and let's see what she wants to do So she's going to be a little aggressive. She's going to flip this over, and she doesn't want me to start taking the majority on a lot of these cards. She's going to come over here and say she wants the majority here. She wants to win this card, so she's going to grab 2 token coins as well for doing that. Now she can take one of these, and what they're going to do is, I'll tell you right now, this card will actually let you flip over a card, which is really nice. Now when you do so, you will exhaust it and you won't be able to use it again until your cards are flipped back over. That's how all of these work. This allows you to place a blank for free. It normally costs 2 coins to do that. That's why I'm waiting. I really like that one. This allows you to actually rotate, so you can. This is the only way you can change the orientation of these cards, the way you place out your tokens. This one allows you to kick off an opponent. So if she wanted to use this one, for example, and place it here, here, and here, she could actually kick off my token there. So let's see. I think she's going to grab this one. It's only worth 1 victory point, but she wants to be able to flip over some more cards. So she's going to pay her 4 coins. It's going to come to this face up, so she can use this immediately next turn if she wants. We're going to flip this over now, and that's going to, so there's one of the other ones that will allow you to get blank. So we'll always have 4 artifacts showing. All right, back to my turn. I can now use her, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to do the early rest, where I take one of these coins, I'm going to discard it. There's 1 face here. Again, if there were 2, it cost me 2, and so forth and so on. To flip these over, because I really like this Morph guy that takes up a lot of space early in the game and can get me some more coins. I'm going to use him yet again to take the majority on this card, which means I will get it when this space gets filled. And I had 2 coins, right? Yep, so I get 2 more coins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, I could do an artifact, but I'm saving up for this one over this one. I could get this one now because I like those blanks, but I want the 3 victory points instead of just the 1 victory point on that card there. So now that it's back to her turn, she can spend this last coin if she wants to. Let's see. Does she want to do that? Does she want to spend this coin to go ahead and flip over some stuff? She doesn't. She's actually going to go ahead and flip this guy over. Now, if she had 2 coins, she could spend 2 coins to flip over to place this blank right here, but she doesn't have it, so she can't. She's going to flip this over, and she's going to place this here because she wants next turn to go ahead and get this card. So she doesn't get any coins, but she's setting herself up for next turn. I then, on the other hand, I'm going to play this card. Oh, man, actually, I don't know because I really want a coin. I do. I really want to get another coin. Let me go ahead and do this. Flip this over so that I can place, I could go here and here, but no, let's go ahead and take the lead here. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. So I'm going to go ahead and get only 1 coin this time. And now that's the end of my turn. I'm going to spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all my coins to grab this artifact, which will be face up. And it will be worth 3 victory points at the end of the game. Now, it's the beginning of her turn. She has all these flipped over, so they automatically flip back over because all of them were, and it cost her no coins or nothing like that. So now she's wide open to her next move, which is what she wanted to do, which she's actually a little upset that I took those because she was going to try to come over here and grab a little bit more of a majority. Now that I've got 3, it's going to be hard for her to get that card, but she's going to go 1, 2, 3. She's going to grab her coin, and you may ask, what happens if there's 3-3 split? It's really interesting. The player who last placed their thing there, their token there, they're going to auction, do a one-time bid. They're going to say, I bid 2 coins for that card. And then I'm over here going to say, one time, all right, I go 3 or I don't go. And that player would, whoever bid the most actually gets that. So coins are important for that reason as well. So what happens here? Now that we have 6 tokens on the card, she actually had all the tokens. If I had 1 of mine on her card, I would actually get 1 coin. Even if I had more than 1, you still only get 1 coin, but you get 1 coin if you have a token on a card that's completed. So it kind of stinks. Maybe I should have put a token up there just to try to get that coin. But she doesn't get any more coins or anything. She's going to get this card, and she's going to place it face up. over here. So now will be able to use this. But before she does that, she's going to come over to her gym map, and this is the gym maps expansion. And she's going to be able to place 3 of these gyms in this exact orientation. At the end of the game, for every completed green one she has, she'll get 1 victory point. For every completed blue one, she gets 4. For every completed red one, she gets 7. She's thinking, you know what, let's go ahead and grab this 4. I mean, she's going to have half of this 4 blue one completed already. And that will go face up just like that. Then we're going to draw the next card here, and we're going to place it right there. And so that is wide open. I'm going to do one more set of turns here, and then I'll give you my thoughts on the game itself. Okay, I'm going to place this. I'm going to go ahead and flip this card over. I don't have any coins to do an early rest, but I have this card that I can flip over with it, and so I can now take off 2 spots. So this worked extremely well for me. I flipped that over and that over to place a token here and to place a token right here, which would have normally cost me 2 coins, but it didn't because I have the enchanted hat. So now I'm going to grab these off of the board. She didn't have any, so she doesn't have, again, she doesn't get a coin for that. I'm going to grab this fella, and I'm going to place my gems in these spots. Now, if I had coins, I could actually place them in the blank spots, the gems in the blank spots, or if I hadn't used that, I could actually use that hat to place gems in the blank spots, but I can't. I don't have coins, I don't have that, so I can't do that. So what am I going to do here? Let's do this. Let's place one here, here, and here. I'm going to try to kind of get going on this red and also maybe this blue. That's a little risky. Maybe I should have just covered up more of the green ones to make sure I get victory points, but let's play a little more risky. So this is going to come into my tableau over here, which also means that I won't be able to automatically get a refresh on this next turn. All right, so now that these are taken out, let's see. She's looking at this, and she has quite a few options. She's looking at this going, she wants to have the majority on this card. So she's going to flip this over. She doesn't want me to get yet another card and go 1, 1, 1 here. Yeah, which will give her a coin. And she also wants to use this before they get flipped over, because whenever these, if all these were flipped over, whenever I flip these back over, the hats or any of these artifacts that you have get flipped over as well. They also don't count towards the face-up ones if you're wanting to pay. Like if next round she wanted to have these flipped over, she could just pay 2 coins. It doesn't cost 3 because that's flipped over right there. But that'll give you a really good idea of what the gameplay is like in this game. So let's go ahead and let's talk about art and components. And I will say the art is fantastic for me. I absolutely love the art on this game. It definitely has the characters from near and far. It has the characters from above and below. Ryan Lockett's art is just fantastic. I think it's all good. I've heard some people say this is kind of boring. I don't think it is. I think it looks fantastic. I think the art is great on this. These tokens, there's wood tokens. They're fine. They're nice. The gems are really cool if you have the gem map expansion. Now, I got this was a review copy given to us, and they sent me the metal coins, which are awesome. So if you really like this game, these metal coins are fantastic. If you don't have the metal coins, let me open up this bag real quick. You're just going to get, cardboard coins like this, which they do what they need to do, and they're fine. But these coins are really, really, really cool. The cards are very good. They're linen finished. They're really nice cards. So the components, the art, everything is, in my opinion, art and components wise, very, very good on this game. So let's talk about gameplay. Alright, so let's talk about gameplay. So here's some things I like about the game. Number one, it's actually a pretty quick game to play, and it's easy to teach. I mean, you're basically taking those cards, flipping them over, putting those explore markers out onto the cards in the exact orientation of those cards, which again, that's pretty simple to teach folks. When you add the artifact cards, they add just a little bit more complexity, which I do like, but overall, I've taught this game to several people. It's been pretty simple for them to pick up, and what I like about it is, even though it's fairly simple to teach, there's a decent amount of strategy that's going on over the course of this game. I mean, you're looking at those cards and you're planning, do I want to go for this one because it has the most victory points? Or do I want to go for that one because it's going to help me as the game progresses put out more markers? So maybe earlier in the game, I'm not going as heavy for the victory points. Maybe I'm going more for those markers so that I can get more markers out over the course of the game. But maybe not. Maybe I'm just going to say, I'm going to race to get as many of these cards as fast as I can with as many victory points. So I say all that to say, I think there's different paths to victory in this game, especially when it comes to those artifact cards, because those give you victory points as well. And those are things that I do really, really like about the game. If you include the gym map expansion, it adds another layer of complexity that I do like to the game. Again, that's making you try to make those decisions on, do I need to get a lot of cards so I can put a lot of gems out on the map, or what's best? How am I going to score the victory points the most efficient way to beat my opponents? And so that's really, really fun. Now, some things I don't love about the game. There's not really a lot that I don't not love. I will say that these types of games aren't generally my go-to jams. Like these types of games, these kind of puzzly type games, polyomino style games, are games that I generally like but don't love. So keep that and take that with a grain of salt to say, if you really love those type of games, especially simpler games like that, you might absolutely love Rome. I personally would like maybe a little bit more complexity to go with the game for my personal taste, but again, I do say I enjoy how this is something that I will keep because I can bring it out in a more simplified setting. Some folks who may not have played games a whole lot, I think they can pick this up fairly quickly. So I guess there's that tension of me enjoying that part about it, but if it was just for my personal taste, I think I would like there to be a little bit more to it. But again, that being said, I think that's more of a taste thing and not a game thing. So let me go ahead and give you my final thoughts on the game. To reiterate, I like how the game is quick to teach, simple, and yet there's layers of complexity in the strategy that I enjoy. It's fun. It's a fun, quick game to play. Again, the things that I don't love about it is I just don't feel like it's not right in my jam of games types of games that I really, really love. Again, as I mentioned a second ago, if you're not into the polyomino style games, not into these kind of puzzly type of games, you probably won't like this one, even if you like other Ryan Lockett games. However, if you really enjoy those games, this one may be absolutely up your alley. So I'm going to give this game a 7 out of 10, meaning I enjoy it. I'm going to keep it. I'm definitely going to play it, but it's also not something that I'm just over the moon, crazy excited about. I like Ryan's other games better for me personally and my personal taste. But again, this is not a bad game at all. So I give it a 7 out of 10. If you've been enjoying our videos, we would love for you to press the subscribe button or to click on that bell so that you can get notifications whenever we come out with new videos, which we're doing at least weekly. In addition to that, we have a podcast. Just search MeepleTown on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, all that kind of stuff. Spotify, you can find us talking about games a whole lot more in depth on the podcast. We're on Google Play. Excuse me, I have already said that. We are on Instagram, on Twitter, and on Facebook. And those are all at MeepleTown Games. And if you want to dive deeper into our community, you can join us at Board Game Geek Guild 3407. Until next time, thanks for coming down to MeepleTown.
Thanks for joining us, and be sure to follow us on Twitter at MeepleTown Games and connect with us on the MeepleTown Guild, Guild number 3407, at BoardGameGeek.com, and also subscribe to our podcast and YouTube channel. And until next time, thanks for coming down to MeepleTown.